Hello and welcome to watching NDTV. I'm Vedant Agarwal. Our top story, well, the parliament is set to reconvene on Monday and it's going to be one stormy session with the BJP leading the motion of thanks debate and the opposition set to raise the NEET and the Agnipath issue. In fact, Rahul Gandhi has released a video as well talking about this entire controversy. In fact, earlier he had claimed that his mic was turned off when he stood up in parliament to speak. So all of that set to play out in parliament. In fact, the Aam Aadmi Party is set to protest against what they call the misuse of central agencies as well. In fact, they protested earlier also. Remember, Arvind Kejriwal will be staying in jail after the CBI also arrested him in the money law in the liquor policy case. So all of that will be playing out in parliament on Monday when the BJP, well, it will be Anurag Thakur who will be leading the motion of thanks debate on the president's address that happened last week. Meanwhile, on the eve of the important parliament session, a fresh flashpoint playing out with the Congress writing to the Speaker. Well, Congress MP Manikam Tagore wrote to the Lok Sabha Speaker asking the House to lift COVID curbs or COVID restrictions on journalists. Remember, Manikam Tagore says that journalists are being restricted from covering the parliament in the garb of a COVID protocol. Well, remember, the Speaker or the BJP is yet to respond, though of course we had a BJP spokesperson on NDTV who said that there should be a conciliatory response to this and some sort of consensus could be arrived at. Remember, these are visuals of the old parliament. There is no central hall anymore, but the Congress MP says that, well, the new parliament has enough space to accommodate all accredited journalists. And the other big headline, the 3 criminal laws are set to come into force on Monday. This is a crucial overhaul of India's justice system. And this replaces, of course, the British-era colonial criminal laws as well. In fact, the government says that the bid is to provide speedy justice to people. And this also, in a sense, is a new era as far as our justice system is concerned. Police stations across India, in fact, have geared up for this all-important day. Neeta Sharma, who tracks the Home Ministry for us, is joining us live on the phone line. So, Neeta, how are state police gearing up for this? A special event, I'm told, is also being organized across police stations tomorrow.
Absolutely. You know, the Home Ministry has been on it since last 1 year or so, Vedant. Since December 2023, the Union Home Secretary has held over a dozen meetings with various central ministries and chief secretaries and police chiefs. The idea behind is citizen first, dignity first and justice first. This was mooted by the Prime Minister Narendra Modi, and in fact, the Union Home Secretary has been referring to asking state governments to work with data and not danda. But the situation is such that, you know, the legal fraternity says that from tomorrow onwards, there would be 2 sets of laws. One, before any case which is registered before 30th of June 2024 would be governed by the old set of laws, and new set of laws would set after 12 p.m. tonight, and now new laws would be in motion. So courts would be hearing 2 sets of cases, one based on old law and again based on new laws also simultaneously. So the legal fraternity is of the viewpoint that there would be a lot of complex issues being dealt by the courts. Already the courts are overburdened. Also, the constitutional experts and the lawyer community says that there has not been much of a change from IPC to the this BNS, that is the Bharatiya Nyaya Sahita. They say in the old law that about 511 sections were there, and now in the new law 358 sections are there. Similarly, with the CRPC, it is again a job of cut paste. That is what the legal fraternity and the constitutional experts are alleging. Although the center has been giving, reasons that now you can report incidents online, because earlier they were always a matter of jurisdiction, that if the crime is held under one jurisdiction, you cannot report it in another jurisdiction, but now it would not be the case. You could file FIRs anywhere. So a whole lot of reasoning is being done by the legal fraternity also, but the Union Home Ministry maintains that in the end, it would be, helping each and everyone to get justice in time. But the big question, Vedant, is digitization, because, states have been opposing, saying that the paraphernalia needed for the digitization is not available with many many states. In fact, the Union Home Minister had said till 2027, it would be 100% technology driven
Absolutely.
from filing of the FIR to judgment. But whole lot of issues are there which needs to be addressed by the Union Home Ministry.
In fact, many states have raised their objections as well, so that those are differences that will need to be ironed out. But thanks very much, Neeta, for joining us. It's going to be an important day on the 1st of July. Moving now to the alleged cash for marks scam that has been unearthed from the Guwahati University in Assam. In fact, 9 people have now been arrested by the state CID, which is investigating the case. Remember, it was first from a college affiliated to the Guwahati University where this entire scam came into light. And of course, now the larger conspiracy is also being investigated by the Assam CID. Of course, this also comes in the backdrop of the NEET net controversy. In other news now, a horrific video from West Bengal's Islampur has gone viral on social media. In fact, this video shows a man beating a woman in public view, in fact, brutally assaulting her. An extremely disturbing video there. And you can see those bystanders there not intervening for a very long time. The police have now arrested the attacker. In fact, this has now led to a political blame game as well. The BJP and the left in Bengal say that the goon or the attacker in this particular case is linked to the TMC. In fact, is linked to a local TMC. A leader is what the BJP and the left say. The TMC says these are all false allegations. So larger questions being raised on the law and order situation as well. Listen in to what Adhir Ranjan Chaudhary, in fact, of the Congress had to say, and then Saurabh with the latest.
सारे देश में हर जगह चुनाव हुए हैं, लेकिन कहीं इस तरीके की कानून और व्यवस्था की बुरा इस्तेमाल नहीं हो रहे हैं जो बंगाल में हो रहे हैं। एक महिला चाहे जो जिस पार्टी के भी क्यों ना हो, उससे अत्याचार करने की कोई अधिकार किसी को नहीं है। पुलिस वालों ने लिपापोती करने के लिए इधर की बात उधर, उधर की बात इधर करने की हर संभव प्रयास करेंगे।
There has been huge political outrage over this case, and what it has led to also is police action. And of course, the police have taken this man into custody. The viral video that clearly shows a man dressed in a black t-shirt and blue jeans beating up a woman and a man while a crowd of onlookers are watching has led to political outrage. The BJP, the left have flagged it. They are the opposition parties in West Bengal. The Trinamool MLA has also responded. In fact, the BJP had accused that this man who's seen on camera beating up that woman and the man is someone who's close to the MLA. The MLA has also responded. He, of course, is trying to distance himself from all of that and saying it is a local incident, but this has led to huge political outrage, and the visuals are quite actually disturbing because they show this woman being repeatedly assaulted by this man. He even kicks her apart from assaulting her with her stick, and then of course also proceeds to beat up the man with her, and that has also been caught on camera. The police have taken this accused into custody. He has been identified by members of the opposition parties on social media, and many believe that he is known for this sort of street justice in the area. Now this has also led to huge political outrage, and also this incident has led to political accusations and counter accusations, but this of course remains a very, very shameful incident where a man is clearly seen on camera beating up a woman and also beating up a man who was accompanying her, and this has led to political outrage and also police action. The police have resisted a case and taken the man who's been accused of this brutal crime into custody.
An absolutely horrific story there. But moving now to the other big headline, rain fury across North India, and it's just the onset of monsoon and a sort of a collapse of urban infrastructure across North India. In fact, these are visuals coming in from Ahmedabad. A road caved in there, and similar visuals coming in from across Gujarat. In fact, waterlogging, inundation, a flood-like situation almost in Gujarat just in the onset of monsoon. And there you can see those houses, ground floors of office buildings also submerged entirely. Vehicles being swept away as well as far as Gujarat is concerned. There you can see how a tree fell on a car which was parked in one of the low-lying areas in Ahmedabad. In fact, a heavy rain alert has been issued for the next couple of days as well for parts of Gujarat.
monsoon. At present, monsoon is in active phase. So, if you talk about the forecast, presently for northeastern state, we are expecting extremely heavy rainfall for next 2 days, specifically Arunachal Pradesh, mean more than 20 centimeter. For that, we have given red alert for Arunachal Pradesh, Assam, Meghalaya, and sub-Himalayan West Bengal, Sikkim for today, and for Arunachal for day 1 and day 2. And if you talk about the other parts of the country, specifically central part or northwest India, everywhere we are expecting, we are experiencing also light to moderate rainfall and somewhere heavy rainfall also.
And with that, we'll take a short break now. News continues on the other side. Welcome back. An NDTV special report. Well, in a fresh order, the government has decided to step up the process of separating civilian areas from the military ones. In fact, property rights of the overall assets in the 13 military cantonments will be shifted to the state municipality. What are going to be the ramifications of this? Earlier, this was considered a controversial move, but take a look at this report.
The property rights over all assets meant for providing civic amenities must be transferred to state municipalities free of cost. Assets and liabilities of cantonment boards will also be transferred. Some civilian land may be retained by the military on a case-by-case basis for the protection of military stations. But why is this being done? There's been a sense in the government that cantonments are a part of an archaic colonial legacy and citizens were unable to access state government welfare schemes. There were 56 cantonments when India became independent. 6 more were notified post-independence, bringing the total to 62. The Defence Ministry owns nearly 1.8 lakh acres, making it the largest landowner in the country. Approximately 1.61 lakh acres are held by cantonment boards within the 62 notified cantonments. Till now, all civil and municipal affairs were being handled by military cantonment boards. This will now change. Vishnu Shom for NDTV.
Meanwhile, General Upendra Dwivedi has taken over as the Chief of the Army Staff from General Manoj Pandey, whose tenure ended a couple of weeks back. In fact, prior to this, General Dwivedi was the Vice Chief of the Army Staff. He's a recipient of the Param Vishisht Seva Medal, also the Ati Vishisht Seva Medal, and 3 General Officer Commanding in Charge commendation cards as well. He had previously served as the Chief of the Army's Northern Command from 2022 to 2024. He provided strategic guidance and operational oversight for operations along the northern and western borders, as well as counter-terror operations in Jammu and Kashmir. And now a special exclusive with India's ambassador to Laos, who of course talked about the much controversial fake job scam. He says we're tackling the scam as a highest priority. In fact, Laos also holds the ASEAN chairmanship and this issue was brought up there as well. In fact, an Indian advisory has also been issued for the entire fake jobs racket.
The last couple of months we have seen youths getting duped to work in the Southeast Asian countries like Cambodia, and Laos has also appeared in such cases where people have come over here on fake job assurances and getting trapped. You spoke about that, how the embassy has managed to sort of rescue more than 400 people so far. But what has been done beyond rescuing, more than normal messaging, like we keep issuing advisories, but more than that, what has been the situation on the ground, or your assessment that why do people are getting trapped every now and then despite assurances and advisories?
I would like to assure you that for Government of India, starting from the embassy, but of course Ministry of External Affairs and all our other authorities, tackling this problem has been our highest priority, an issue which is taken with utmost seriousness. We have of course issued very detailed advisories to inform public about the need to be wary of and be careful before accepting such job offers. But we have also been working very closely with authorities both in India and in Laos to rescue, and we have successfully rescued and repatriated 488 persons so far. This is an ongoing work, and we continue to work very closely with the government here to make sure that this problem is minimized and Indian travelers and citizens are safe and secure.
And moving now to the other big international headline. Well, France is voting in the high-stakes snap polls. In fact, it was considered a gamble by the incumbent Macron. In fact, there you can see visuals of him casting his vote as well. Will his gamble pay off or not? That is a big question. Of course, pollsters predict major losses for Macron's party in these polls. And well, it's a season of retirement and goodbyes after the incredible victory in the T20 World Cup. 3 cricketing legends have announced their retirement, from Virat Kohli to Rohit Sharma to now Ravindra Jadeja as well. They've decided to hang up their boots. But of course, now Jay Shah of the BCCI has also announced a 125 crore rupee prize for the T20 team, which has of course lifted the World Cup, the T20 World Cup, a truly historic feat. Take a look.